pour a cup. Toast to the winners, throw it up.
Juicy, what a drums at.
Dollar. Hey, DJ Mosky, let's get it. We the champions here in Los Angeles. We doing numbers. Bringing home victory straight out the huddle. I'm at the plug, introduced to my brothers. My squad superior, ain't none above us. We doing numbers.
Today.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. On play action, Allen on the move to his left. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, a 22. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now a first carry for the brother of Dalvin. It's James Cook. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. The numbers a week ago for Cook. Very productive. 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on the ground, 1 through the air.
And it will always be a compliment to say that a guy's got a nose for the end zone, and he sure had it last week.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On play action, Allen steps away. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 23. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week, so you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at and saying, how in the heck do we stop him? They're going to try a bunch of different things, different people covering him, but right now he's locked in and is in sync with his quarterback.
This time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. The Bills at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season. And they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And he is going to have a Bills first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
3rd and inches, they just hand it to the big battering ram there. That's football 101, isn't it? That's bread and butter. Turn around and hand it to the big fella and let him get forward for a first down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. Touchdown! James Cook. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Bills will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it was James Cook finishing things off with a touchdown catch. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So now the Titans get their first shot on offense. They'll be under the command of the former Florida State Seminole, the #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power. We saw finesse. We saw speed. And what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
On second down, here's Henry. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 3rd and short yardage, Winston. And that is incomplete.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. But they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
Now this is fielded in the end zone. And he's going to be tackled inside his 10-yard line. You may hear a few words from his head coach on that decision. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Back around his goal line. Here's Allen. Out to his left. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And he'll be out right at the 35. A gain of 32 that time.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Throwing on 1st down is Allen. Throws right side, and that's complete. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A great play there. 65 yards. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And Gibson decides against bringing it out. And we we spotlight Derrick Henry now. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's been a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right there. And I think he feels like his entire team is coming along with him because they're creating spaces and holes.
Down the numbers. There he goes. 20. And it's a Titans touchdown. C.D. Lamb, 75 yards. And the Titans are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So here are the Bills to take over. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now beginning this drive 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Allen. Rolling to his left. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Bills. A big play there. His second touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Bills have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 21-7. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And Gibson decides against bringing it out. And the Titans getting set to go.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
A run there on 1st down gets 3 up to the 28.
Well, this defense for the Bills, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Jameis to throw it. On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. Running left, it's Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Got a man open. It's Tyler Higbee. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. Now Winston. Open man is Burks, and he's got him. And he will have a Titans 1st down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down. First quarter, 21-7, our score. A 1st down carry for Henry. And he's got room. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Titans have got it back to within a score. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run.
Taken in at the 3. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago they scored. Remember, last drive was that 1-play touchdown strike, so now they're looking to make it 3.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Bills are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead now up to 14. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. 1 play, and they're able to hit pay dirt.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out.
Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. So far, been so good this season. Well on his way, as you see, to a 1,000-yard campaign. Is he almost having the type of year to where you say, let's let him get his and we'll control everything else?
That's one way to go about it. Personally, I go about it differently. I'm taking on the bullet. I've got to, because he gives his team an identity and confidence. And if we slow him down, now, guess what? Everyone starts looking at each other like, who's going to make a play? Because he's made all the plays so far, so I have to go get him first. Build my defenses towards shutting him down.
Good luck. I mean, not many teams have been able to do it. We'll see. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Terrell Bernard getting in there to drop him for a sack.
Well, that's a big defensive stop there, and it takes away a lot of the momentum from the offense coming off that big completion the prior snap. Give big credit to the defense for bouncing back.
After the sack on first down, Winston.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Gregory Rousseau
in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Working out of the gun, Winston. That's caught left side. It's Higbee, the tight end.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24.
Gregory Rousseau.
That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
This taken in at the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
And now out come the Bills.
Offense running back out here, and you remember last drive, it was pretty quick, about 10 seconds, Charles. One play, very long pass play that ended in the end zone.
And you know every offensive unit, when that happens, they want to come running back out and recreate it. We know the chances of that are slim because now the defense is on high alert. But at the same time, that confidence should carry over into the start of their next drive.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Allen off the play fake. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle.
So a nice bounce back there defensively after giving up the big play.
Yeah, you can either get down on yourself or you can get motivated. And that time, they dropped him for a loss. So I would say that they got motivated and made the play.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. To throw, it's Allen. Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Quez Watkins, 42 yards, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends in a Buffalo touchdown.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
From a star in college to a star in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb at wide receivers. He brings out this offense.
Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
First down, Winston.
On the out route, he's got Burks.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Winston. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here.
1:55 left to go in the first half of play.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. And that is incomplete. The secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they're going to measure revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard.
And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
Now Winston. That's complete to Lazard.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
Winston now. Looking sideline, incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Winston, and down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Third and long for Winston. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20.
The Bills offense now for one final time in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
30 seconds remain in this first half as they come up here 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. On the move to his... He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Allen now looks to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. That's caught inside the 20. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They give him a gain of 37. What a first half this has been offensively. I mean, defensively, what do you do when you're getting torched like this?
No, these receivers are absolutely wearing them out. So 2 thoughts come to mind. 1, get some oxygen to fill up your lungs a little bit. And number 2, talk to your guys up front. You need a pass rush to help slow them down.
Allen now on 1st down. He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Bills would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the route is on here in this first half.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together.
Now at first down, Henry with a little bit of running room. Nice gain. He'll get about 6 yards there. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. From the 31, Winston. This one to the left to Higbee. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again,
Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. The Titans going to get the ball to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back to it on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Titans getting set to go here to begin the third quarter. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And he'll get this past the 20 as he gets about 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
To throw, Winston. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Really good coverage all over the field. It took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded at about the 28.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Bills. A great play there. 61 yards.
And the Bills have got it on cruise control.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Taking it right down Broadway.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. And this is a quarterback that's already in the top 100 all-time in passing yards, but that last throw going to move him past Roger Staubach on the all-time list. Roger Charles at 22,700.
Don't forget, he also won 2 Super Bowls, played from 1969 to 1979. And I would dare say Roger's numbers would be larger, but remember, he had a commitment to the Navy, a graduate of the Naval Academy, and back then you had to serve your 5-year hitch before you could go on and join the NFL.
On 1st and 10, Winston. Throw right side, going to be caught by Higbee.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm
thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
From the red zone now, Winston. And right side, Henry's got it. And it's a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Titans are able to cut into that deficit. Santos with the extra point. And that will cut this lead down to 25. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays.
And it was finished off on the touchdown reception by Derrick Henry. Taken in at the 3. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Buffalo offense back out ready to go. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. He'll buy some time right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
To throw again on 2nd down. Allen. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
He's got the hook up with Diggs. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion. And that catch, he just hit number 800 in his NFL career.
And just think, that puts you in top 35 range all time in the NFL in terms of number of catches. One significant guy in that number, Shannon Sharp, who was a tight end. That's big-time play right there.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Now Allen. On the slant, he's got Davis. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse.
And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. James Cook, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bills are pouring it on. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Again, it's Henry. And again, this Buffalo defense there in run support to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Winston. And that is incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here's Stephon Diggs as he and the rest of the offense get ready to go again. Good day for him so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards, but hey, it's the 3rd quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play he makes, that means his quarterback is really feeling good about throwing the football. Probably feels like he can't throw an incomplete pass when he throws it to him right now.
Yeah, he's looked really, really sharp. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
The dynamic duo is doing damage in this one, and they've certainly been on point throughout, and they hook up again for another big play.
On 1st down, Allen. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Here's Allen.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Titans are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing, Winston. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They can definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
Cook with a run on 1st down, but he'll only manage a couple there before he's taken down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Allen. Touchdown! James Cook with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others. And the Bills add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it was James Cook finishing things off with a touchdown catch. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Tennessee offense set to go again. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
Jameis now on first down. He'll get this to Lazard. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how they're playing.
And Winston lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown.
Well, that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
A first down throw for Winston. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Winston. That is caught by Lamb. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not...
And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Winston.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
The Titans on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 7. To throw is Winston. Escaping the pressure right.
Got an open man, finds Gibson.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Winston over the middle and complete to the tight end, Higbee.
And the Titans are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
3rd and goal. Winston. To the back of the end zone, but too high. Over everybody and incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Santos' kick is up and through, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. In the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Buffalo set to get the football back here. I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake, because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards.
Pretty good yards after the catch there on that crossing route. Is a crossing route good for a quarterback because the receiver's coming across his line of vision?
They love those kind of throws. And how many times have you seen any of what we call an in-breaking route? Quarterback really turns it loose, doesn't he? Has a lot more confidence because he can.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To the air, Allen. And Cook has it, left side.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. With that last completion, CDs now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, it wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep shot.
The kick by Bass is good.
And the Bills will add on to their lead.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out.
Here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
To throw again on second down, Winston. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, go into pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised him a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped him well short of a first down.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review, and this being inside 2. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned.
Winston now to throw on first down. That one caught by Gibson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That's a first down pickup for Tennessee on a gain of 10. Here's Winston.
Able to hit his target, Lamb.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 35.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.